Hey everybody, welcome to Sexy Nerd Science, Season 5, Episode 17. I'm here as always with Dale and Josh, but we have a special guest. Say hi, Mia.
Hi!
Dale, do you guys want to say hi?
I was very tempted to say hi, Mia.
That's what we, every week, I'm
Every
like,
week we
hi,
say that.
Dale, Josh.
Mia, where are you joining us from?
Austin, Texas, currently.
She is on the road, driving right now in a tornado.
It's because you're sitting
In a tornado.
in a tornado.
I don't
Good old Tejas.
In Tejas, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
It's not Tejas.
So we have Mia on this week because she will be with us at Project Nerd booth at Ocon this year.
At the Project Nerd Pavilion.
Project Nerd Pavilion.
At the Ocon Expo.
Oh my God, I said all the things wrong, didn't I?
PNP.
Dale,
Yes,
it is Project-Nerd.
I apologize. You know that they say, or when they type it in, it's Project Nerd, but all the podcasts say Project Nerd.
Fair
Just
enough.
let you know. Yep.
So Mia, can you tell the listeners a little bit about yourself?
Well, I am a cosplayer, a model, and an actress. And I can turn these off now. So sorry, I have my windshield wipers on. I've been doing modeling and cosplaying for 3 years now, and acting for, I'd probably say 6 months to a year. I don't quite have the time down.
Cool. Very nice. Now, have you done that primarily out of Texas, or whereabouts have you been doing modeling and stuff?
My cosplay career actually started in Colorado. Modeling career started here in Texas, but I started both at the same time, so that sounds extra weird. Like, how'd you do that at the same time?
Just booking gigs in different places.
String theory.
Yep.
I got
Just doing the
gigs
thing.
in low places.
Dale, did you say string theory?
String theory. Yeah.
I hate you. Mia's going to be joining us for as long as she can, so we're going to kind of just roll through the episode as always, but get her take on a lot of this stuff here.
Hope she doesn't blow away.
Yeah, hope she doesn't have a reason to cosplay Dorothy.
I almost said break her earthly
Dorothy?
titan and become wind.
I was actually going to say, because I did a black hole Chan recently, so I was going to be like, so Tornado Chan?
Exactly. For those of you guys that don't know, Dale, Dale, do you know what she's talking about?
I'm assuming Chan is isn't that mean like brother or like friend in anime or whatever?
It means it's like a nickname for friend, but it's mostly used for females. Kun is for males, and there's a thing a while ago for Earth Chan, so the humanoid version of Earth. And then when the black hole picture came out and everyone was all excited, then there came a black hole Chan, and so I was just making a joke. Oh, clearly Earth thing.
I think that's a question of the week for me, and I think I deserve a point for that.
I mean, you didn't know what it was. Can you name any other cosplayers that have done it?
Black hole.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, Dale doesn't know.
Oh
That's
no,
the
I have
thing.
no idea.
It was all over my
just
Twitter
kidding.
feed. It's on Instagram.
Dale, you literally mentioned this person last week on the podcast.
Jessica Hart.
Nope.
Wait, Jessica. Where am I getting Jessica from?
Jessica
Alexa Hart?
Negri, probably.
Yeah. Did I get either right? No, I don't know.
Technically, yes. Jessica Negri had one.
Yes.
Yep.
But anyway,
I don't want to say she's the ipso facto.
You're doing
cosplayer.
science question this week anyway, so that doesn't work anyway.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this next bit here. Dale, this is kind of I guess Josh, this is kind of you're gonna lead this one because Dale, I think, if I understand that correctly.
I looked it up.
So, basically, Dale was really excited because Epic Rap Battles of History had a new video/song coming out. It was the McDonald's versus the Burger King.
Is that still a thing?
Oh, it is still a thing. And that's exactly like, they've been like really far between episodes. Like I can't even remember what the last one was, but I know I watched it.
It was it was 2 presidents.
The last
No,
one?
it was
No.
It was that the Fox from V for Vendetta and somebody else.
It was Guy Fawkes, and oh my gosh, who's
Wolverine. No, that was I can't remember.
Yeah. See, it's been too long. We can't keep up with like what the last one was because we've forgotten it. But in this one, I thought it was really funny because while they were making, obviously rap battles, you have to jab at the other person. And they made a reference to foot lettuce as a jab against Burger King. And I was like, I don't think Dale understands what the foot lettuce is from because that's a relatively new thing. And I've seen it on Vine and on TikTok. So I just wanted to be like, Dale, do you know what foot lettuce is from? And yeah, basically, if you guys want to never eat at Burger King again, there was a person who was making a sandwich for somebody and literally like stomped their foot all over the piece of lettuce and then put it inside someone's sandwich and sent it out to the person.
Oh my God.
Disgusting.
I mean, depends, I guess. Whose feet they are.
Yeah, gross. Does not. I think it was really weird because I don't ever think those are funny videos. Like maybe it's because I was in food service for a long time. Like I've never thought that like messing with somebody's food is funny. Other
Just
than
as
like
a connoisseur of fast food.
yeah, well, and that too. But I mean, like waiting was funny because obviously you knew waiting was like fake. Like they're not really putting pubes on someone's food. However, I'm sure that it's been done before, but it's still like you're not actually actively watching it happen to a real person. Whereas when people were at like Taco Bell and they lick all of the shells and then sell them to people.
I think it happens more than you think. I think it's just like stupid high school kids that are
Having worked in the industry, I know it happens more than we think. And it's rough.
But here's the part that I think it's most people don't get is it's not because of a bad service or something like that. I think it's because people are acting stupid.
Yeah, and they think it's funny to mess with people's
Them stupid.
like what can I get away with without anybody ever knowing?
Mia, what's the worst thing you've ever done to somebody that they didn't know?
Oh, as someone who was bullied quite a bit growing up, it's very like most of the times that I've ever done anything that would have been considered mean to someone or like they would know.
Let's not keep it to mean. Let's just do like pranks. Like what's the worst kind of prank that you've ever pulled? Or like what kind of I don't know, a prank that you knew it was you and you never told them or whatever. I don't know. Not a never told, but I lied. And so it was my brother and I, my younger brother and I were wrestling. And then we got to a point where we were just exhausted. And I was like, okay, no more, we're done. He was like, okay. And I opened, just his face was right in front of me. I open-handed slapped him so hard, he fell backwards. And I was like, ha! And then I ran away. So
that sounds like my sister. Oh my gosh.
That was a terrible
thing that happened to Neil at least once.
Oh my gosh.
That sounds like me and my brother when we were little. I'd pile drive him onto the bed and then he'd bash his knee into his face and I'd be like, oh no, don't tell.
We were home alone. I don't think he remembered by the time my mother came home. Oh man.
One time
he's 6 foot 4 now, so I would never open-handed slap him. I would never.
One time when I was working at Carl Sokelly's, one of our employees was high on some sort of drug and was acting really weird and couldn't feel things. So we decided to stick his hand into our soup container, it's almost near boiling soup, and he's just blah, and plunged his hand wrist deep inside the soup, and then just grabs a handful of soup and pulls it out, and it's just watching the steam off his fingers, and then we served that soup for the rest of the day. So,
oh my god!
Dale, tell us your dirty deed.
What have I done that no one just known about at least?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know.
Purposely put somebody's luggage on the wrong plane and sent it off.
No, never. I would never do that. Well, okay, I have done that. Let's say that then, because that's the purpose. But
it's did it on purpose though.
But it's not like I physically took the bag from the baggage area where we get it, took it to the plane and put it on. Like I would be throwing bags and then realize I see a bag that has like a different tag on it that it shouldn't be here, and I just keep throwing. So
Wow.
at that point, so many people had to make mistakes that.
Dale's just like, I'm not going to be the superhero for this one.
Yeah, but I've never purposely done anything to hurt somebody or to make somebody's day worse. I know that.
Okay, that is a.
Go ahead, tell me.
I know plenty of things you've done to purposely hurt me or make my day worse.
I'm not counting anything I did to you. I'm talking about like strangers or rando people.
Yeah. I mean, and granted, I was aware that you were doing those things to me. So
yeah. Drew, what about you?
I don't know. I can't think of anything. Like, I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of stuff. I just can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Think about it throughout the podcast.
That he never gets caught. So
That's not true.
probably always gets caught because he's so lucky.
I can't think of anything that like. Like I think when I worked at Ruby Tuesdays, I didn't flip this. Like I didn't flip the salad, so like there was probably like old salad at the bottom of the
Oh no.
salad bowls.
I wasn't cringing from that. I remember there was one time where we were supposed to like mix the salad up like inside the bowl there. So long as it was the same date, they didn't care. So like if you got it on Monday and then later on Monday you open up another bag, you could go in there and just mix it all up because it would all have the same use by date. But I remember one time I did that, and as I was like mixing, I had like a sharp piece of lettuce go underneath my nail and break my nail. And it was, so I was like cringing the whole time you were talking about the lettuce. I was like, oh God, no. Like, it was like that feeling. And then I had to throw away the whole entire batch of lettuce too, which sucked. But you guys thought I was going to say I fed that bloody lettuce to people.
No, I didn't. I
just rinsed it off. Find my fingernail later.
Okay, I can tell you something I did.
Recently?
Today.
Oh, good.
So I made a fruit salad today. And I got halfway through without washing my hands.
Oh no!
Like after you pooped, or
no. People that are currently eating that fruit salad will not know about this until after the podcast comes
until it's gone. I had the fruit salad. No, I mean, like, I don't think I did anything bad because I thought about it instantly. I was like, did I touch the dog? Did I touch my privates or something? I don't know, but I don't remember. So.
Dale doesn't know when he's touching his privates.
I'm touching them right now.
Oh no, I'm doing it right now.
I don't know what to do with my hands, but they were just down in my pants.
I never understood this. Like Daniel did that all the time. He would just have his hands in his pants the entire time when hanging out.
Make sure it's still there.
So if it doesn't get used much, you got it.
Where'd it go? Oh, there it is again.
Oh, thank God. 1, 2, 3. Cool.
All right. So we normally do Mia a pop culture literacy question for Dale, and later on we do a segment where we ask Josh a sciencey question. So this week and a couple weeks ago we flipped it. So this week Dale is going to ask Josh a pop culture question in our pop culture literacy segment, and Josh will ask Dale a science question in our sciencey segment. So
Mia can be a lifeline for us both.
Yeah. Mia, you're the one, but don't answer the question until Dale gives up,
or me,
or Josh.
Okay.
And Mia can answer it as soon as Josh gets it wrong.
I feel like I have a slight advantage if Mia's going to be my my
So Josh, are you familiar with the TV show Project Runway?
Very not much, no. But
okay. Project Runway has recently moved to Bravo, and me and Amanda watch it. And they recently just got a new host and judge. The new host and judge is Carly Koss and Christian Carando. I don't know who the names are. Who was the original host and the original judge?
Don't
say it. Is that your final answer?
Sure.
Well, hold on, because
is there Are we like? Is there like a British version of this show that came out before?
I'm sure there is. This is. No, I don't know about that. But this is.
I mean, like the one that's known for it. I think it's Tyra Banks, isn't it, for Project Runway? Or no, it's America's Next Top Model.
That's America's Next Top Model.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Who said that? Who said the America's Next Top Model first?
Me.
Josh did.
Okay.
Yeah. Isn't Tyra Banks from America's
I
Next
high
Top
five
Model?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea who did Project Runway.
Mia, do you know Project Runway?
Yeah.
Go ahead, say it.
The first, right?
The first people, yeah.
Yeah. Heidi Klum was the host, and the judge that I think you are specifically referring to is Michael Kors.
Ooh, no, I wasn't. I like him. I was referring to, well, technically, Heidi Klum is not the host. She's actually a judge.
Heidi Whom.
Oh, so you're talking about Tim Gunn?
I'm talking about Tim Gunn. He's not on the show anymore.
Yeah.
I like him. He's still the executive producer. So,
as he should be.
As he should be.
Also, you go Clyde Whom.
Tim Gunn makes me want, like, I don't want this to sound bad. Okay, I'm gonna say this, and we're just gonna move on after that. Tim Gunn makes me want to be gay.
All right,
he's
Dale.
Perfection. He
It's
truly
private.
is.
You should let that out, Dale.
He's perfect.
Yes.
We all have that one.
Yeah.
And me
It
several.
was George Clooney until I met Tim Gunn.
Really?
Yeah. Like that older, strong type.
There's just nothing.
Tim Gunn is a better choice.
I just there's just nothing I think like George Clooney just isn't. He doesn't do anything anymore. Like
he does everything. He's
he
on.
doesn't do anything.
He's directing a lot, and he's on TV shows still.
the 23, the Catch-22.
Yep.
Is like the last thing I've seen George Clooney do in a long time.
Brand new. It just released.
I know, but I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's so
He doesn't do it for me.
I like Hugh Jackman or Gerard Butler. Both of those men can do it for me.
Too rough around the edges.
That's maybe I like the
Like a rough.
Ready?
Drew, what guy for you?
Josh wants to be slapped around a little.
Yeah.
if they both sang to me like Phantom of the Opera and like The Greatest Showman. Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've waited for.
So I've never seen The Greatest Showman, but I was at a picnic today, and their kids, they're like 2 and 1, said The Greatest Showman is their favorite show, or is their favorite like kid show.
That's very common because it's a musical that parents can get into.
Yeah,
it's not like listening to Trolls 300 times or anything like that. So
yeah, Mia, you ever watch The Greatest Showman?
I did.
Do you like it?
No, definitely not as much as other people did.
I was conflicted by The Greatest Showman just because, from what I understand historically, it wasn't. It shouldn't be as romanticized as that. The dude's really just a monster. Like,
yeah, that's why I was struggling with it.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as like a musical, like if it was a fictional musical that didn't actually like take place historically,
if only Hitler's had a musical.
I've been listening to Six Queens, I think it is. It's the musical about King Henry VIII's 6 wives. And it's fantastic. It's a British one so far. But
well, Josh, that's a loss for you.
Just as good as I'm taking that up.
Definitely a loss. Hey Mia, where are you going to be at the end of the month?
I'm going to be with you guys at Comic-Con.
Woo!
We can't say Comic-Con, Mia. It's the Ocon X. We had this debate last week. We can't call it.
I'm so sorry.
We can't call it Comic-Con anymore. Formerly Comic-Con, we could say that because it's not formerly can't take copyright off of the past,
something they did in the past.
But it is the Ocon Expo this year, which is going to be June 28th, 29th, and 30th at the Mid-America Center in Council Bluffs, Iowa. You're going to be in the Bud Light Pavilion, and we're going to take it over and call it the Project Nerd Pavilion. Project-Nerd Pavilion.
Project-Nerd.
PNP.
You can get
I don't
tickets.
know what you heard about me, but I'm going to be hanging out Ocon Expo in ENP booth. I don't know. I was gonna.
You can get tickets for a weekend, or you can get a weekend pass for $40, or a somewhat smaller day pass price. But the 3-day pass is a benefit especially if you can't come all 3 days. Sell one to your friend for $40. Then you make your money back.
Entrepreneurs.
We're gonna have a couple. We're gonna have a couple guests with us, including the lovely Mia St Clair. We're also going to have Marina Valentine and Kayla Venus, along with Skyhook Cosplay and Arts, my lovely wife, and our tiny little cosplayer child. Just one.
One child?
We just got one this year.
I don't know how to spell it.
Skyplay Hook. Jeez, damn.
I didn't hear what he said.
But you guys can buy tickets at oconexpo.com. Also, Dale, the other person that has done the Black Hole Chan is Sabrina. And
really?
You can buy her or tickets from her to get her super sweetie swag.
Why don't we put her link in our link things?
That makes complete sense. If only we had somebody specifically designed to look those links up if we don't have them.
But I take the links from our script and then put them down below. You just have the wrong link in our script, Dale.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm assigning you that task now.
Because I was not paying attention.
Mia, what part of Ocon are you looking forward to?
Honestly, it's getting to spend more time with you guys.
That's the best answer you could have said.
We're going to.
By you guys, she means my wife.
My
and
wife.
your tiny wiener.
And my tiny weeb. Yeah.
I just heard I just heard that, yeah.
No. So, anything else that you guys are looking forward to, guys? Duders? We're coming up on like 2 weeks out, yeah?
I'm kind of really excited. This is coinciding with Pride, and Project Nerds got their Project Nerd Pride shirts, which are fantastic. I had tried mine on the other day. It was super soft and awesome. And I want to get everybody together for like a Pride shoot.
First of all, that's not your idea. Second of all,
what do you mean it's not my idea?
It wasn't your idea to get everybody for a picture together.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Okay, no matter whose it was, downtown Detroit yesterday was packed with the Pride Day.
Yeah, did you hear what happened though? Because I wanted to talk about that too.
In Detroit?
Yeah, because it's really bad.
I'm gonna look up the news right now.
Just look up Pride Parade Detroit, and then you'll find out why it's really bad. Did you say guys? What?
I have to go.
Oh, okay, Mia.
Thank you for hanging out with us for the Sexy News segment. You have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you later.
Yep. Bye, Mia.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Okay. So one of the things that happened in Pride in Detroit that I got word of, which is just insane, literal Nazis marched it through the Pride protesters that were armed and police escorted. So the police escorted Nazis through the Pride Parade, and then they scared away the people having the Pride Parade in downtown.
What?
Why were there police with them?
What?
They probably paid for a police escort.
Yeah. It's really not cool. It took, there was a lot of, I saw it yesterday on Facebook.
That was right in front of Hart Plaza.
Yeah. I was like, there's no way this is real. And like, I checked, I looked through multiple, like,
there's
pictures.
There's huge like video. I got video evidence.
Yeah. It was a really bad thing. So I'm just that much more excited to celebrate Pride here in Omaha. But yeah, it was really a crappy thing to happen in Michigan for that community. Just like insane. The fact that there were literal Nazis. Like, I just can't believe.
Do you know if it's, I mean, not that we really can do anything about it, but do you know if it's public record who paid for like police escorts and stuff?
It would be, yes.
So I wonder if we can find out if they actually paid for police escorts or if they were volunteer policemen who agree with the the potential?
I'm going to say probably not, because based on the video, most of them were African American. But I think it was not even. I think it's a basis between freedom of speech where they're at, because where they were at was on a public sidewalk, so they couldn't be removed from that area if they were constantly walking, because they're not loitering, they're not putting up anything, they're walking through the area. And that's why I think the police, even if they didn't pay for a police escort, the police would probably still be there to make sure that nothing happened.
Yeah, and that makes sense. So basically, they just went whatever the way that was going to impede the parade, and the police kind of.
But I don't know if it actually, based on these images I'm seeing, the parade itself, I believe, was in the street, and this is showing that it's on the sidewalk after the fact.
So I believe the Nazis actually paid to march in the street. Like, they got permission to march in the street through the area where the Pride gathering was, which I think is the reason why they had the escort, because the Nazis were technically walking in the street, so the police had to escort the Nazis so they could make their walk. But while they were doing it, there's a lot of them hanging around, counter protesting. Yeah, they call it counter protesting. It's literally harassment. But I mean, counter protesting against the people there for Pride. The thing that really shook me is, like, I didn't hear about this. Like, it literally was 2 people in Detroit that posted about it, that I saw about it, and that's the only coverage I've seen, like, anywhere else. Like, it
So there was gunshots.
It didn't come up in any of my.
Hold on, stop. There was what?
An officer, as the officers were going to the scene, there was a crowd of people going away from it, and some individual in the crowd said there was a man with a gun and that someone had fired a shot, and there was a stampede of people.
So no actual evidence of a shot.
No one. People heard a shot, but no one. There was no, like, bullet or gun or anything.
It's still crazy that, like, you live in the city. Do you watch the news, local news at all?
I
when
don't.
You're in town? No.
I mean, I don't watch
TV.
TV anymore. I get most of my news, through YouTube.
Yeah. And I mean,
So.
I didn't see anything on YouTube. I didn't see anything from any of the people I follow on YouTube for news.
I'm sure we will soon.
It was 2 people from Michigan.
This was yesterday, though. So today they'll start coming out, or tomorrow they'll start coming out.
I mean, it was Wolf Girl and Lauren were the 2 people that posted it.
Oh, where did they?
Yeah. I love how I just called her Wolf Girl, so she knows.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But
yeah, I'm excited for Pride in Omaha. I think that's one of my things that I think. So whether I coined the idea to get everyone together in our Project Nerd t-shirts and take a big group picture for Pride, because it is coinciding with the exact same time frame.
No, yeah. I mean, it's the whole month. So
yeah, but the Omaha Pride Parade is on the 28th.
Is it?
Yeah.
On that Friday?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Maybe we could take a break from setting up and try and go walking it.
I don't know if this is
set up on Thursday, so.
Never mind. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to. Never mind.
No, say it, Dale.
No, because if this, we're going to send this out to our fans, and I don't want people to. I don't want people to say, like, "Oh, these guys said it," and so that's what it is. But let's just say on the Pride Parade day, make sure you wear your shirt to Ocon.
For sure. Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. I posted it on Facebook, on my personal Facebook, and I know Project Nerd wanted to do it.
No.
And a couple other people all shared it. Tasha shared
it.
Not
just the Project Nerd one, just any
Pride. Yeah. No, I want to get as many people that are at the con together and see if we can't, because we're going to have a photographer for, Project Nerd-ish, someone who we can get.
We won't.
Well, there's going to be a photographer there that can help us take some pictures.
We will.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I'm gonna make sure that we get a big group shot in there for Pride. I think that would be awesome. Just something to do. Also, if you do buy a Project Nerd Pride t-shirt, all proceeds are going to the nonprofit. So they're all being donated.
Also, don't get the pink one.
I love the pink one. It's so comfortable.
Don't get any colors that are lighter than the colors on the shirt.
I hate you. It's so nice.
It is.
Tell me again, we don't deserve Pride Month, and then there's the Nazi symbol.
Yep.
That right here is where you come up from the tunnel, and I came up right here and I saw this fence and the rainbows, and I was like, oh, I guess they're doing something this week. And then I saw that. Not fun. But yeah.
So what I was saying was the image is lost. To me, it looks like the image is lost in a bright colored shirt. So I would stick with potentially a darker colored shirt. Like Dale,
You just mean because like red's on the outside of the
red, yeah, red. So it basically is. It almost looks just like a. I mean, up close you can kind of tell, but like the other colors, and this is why Tasha and I haven't bought ours yet, is because I'm debating on what color I want to get based on what everybody else says they get. Because if there's not a specific color, I'll try and buy that color. But if there's a lot of X color and I can still get that color, then I'll get it. Just because I like the image. The image is great. I mean, it really is one of the better images I think that anybody's thrown on the Project Nerd website, Project-Nerd website.
They had it before, I believe.
Well, I know. I'm just saying, like, it's one of the best images that I've seen.
I see you're wearing your Spread Love t-shirt.
Yeah,
right
this
now.
is for my daughter's dance. She danced beautifully. She won many of flowers thrown at her out of rocket launchers.
Cool.
Flower launchers. No, I'm just kidding.
I've also got a shirt.
Josh has one of our lovely Sexy Nerd Science t-shirts that is grease stained with beans. And Dale is wearing our lovely Coca-Cola branded t-shirt.
I was wearing a Project Nerd shirt earlier.
And
did you get beans on it too?
No, I took it off because I was going out and it's thicker than this one is.
So anyway, thank you guys.
Like spreading Sexy Nerd Science Project Nerd stuff on the public.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't cover my belly.
Oh.
So I'm into some stuff here that is coming up here. But I want to say we are looking forward to having everybody come out to Ocon and the Ocon Expo and hanging out at the Project Nerd Pavilion. We're going to have a lot of stuff going on. Jaboy will be renting out lockers.
Who's Jaboy? Oh,
Jaboy.
Djibouti.
Designs.
I'll be renting out lockers for the cheap to store all your shenanigans and stuff that you guys get bought at the place.
Is your company named Djibouti?
No.
By the way, if it is, you need to have the Djibouti flag in the background then. If it was.
I mean, I could toss it on the
painted on one of the lockers.
No, I toss it on one of the green screens for the picture booth.
Yeah.
Because I can do up to 6 green screen images.
Ooh.
So it's really cool.
Oh, did we pay for it?
Not yet. I did. Oh, so by the way, a little housekeeping on the podcast. I did do the trial version, which gives you basically all the deals, but they don't give you website rights to the pictures or anything like that. I mean, you get the rights to the pictures, but it's download only. They don't put them on the web or anything like that.
Yeah.
You get a screw with green screen images and stuff like that, or chroma key. So technically, I used black, i.e., this behind us. And so it's really cool. I like it a lot. It's really nice. So I can't wait to see what the full deal offers us with the push notifications and everything. But yeah, so we'll be doing that. We'll be slinging lockers and photo booth, and then we'll have the Project Nerd lounge and the demo area. If anybody's interested in potentially being a sponsor for any of these areas, hit us up on our Facebook page or the Project Nerds Facebook page, or any of us individually. We can help you guys out.
Point you in the right direction.
We're looking at getting anybody that's looking at getting some sponsorship going. It's right around $150, and then maybe some coupons or anything like that you guys want to throw in to your business or anything like that. So no, we're definitely looking for that, and that's not us as Sexy Nerd Science. That is Project Nerd as a whole. We're looking for that. So next up, though, E3's been kind of trickling out E3 news has been trickling out. Dale, you want to do your bit, and then I'll go into these next three.
Well, this actually isn't E3. It's the EA Play is what I have.
Wow. I mean,
yeah, same thing.
We've had a week of really cool announcements between E3, EA Play, Apple. I mean, didn't Apple just have a keynote like a week ago?
They did.
So
getting swipe texting, what?
Yeah.
Revolutionary
swipe texting.
They're so like above the curve.
Just, Dale,
innovators.
Dale. Before I was downloading an app to do swipe texting, and now it's so much nicer that I don't have to download an app.
Yeah.
Dark mode. Whoa.
Yeah. # dark mode. Anyway,
I think Android just got dark mode too. They didn't have it prior.
For some reason, my Chrome is dark. I have dark mode on Chrome now too.
Everyone wants dark mode.
Is it it's just your dark mode on your Windows.
No, I don't think so.
Sweet corn.
Sweet corn for Dale's.
I'm using it for a bruise I have.
For Dale's bunny. All right, so Dale, do this bit. Hurry, quick, get out of here.
EA Play 2019, they had a bunch of releases or announcements, whatever. One of the coolest ones that I know Josh is a fan of is Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order trailer. That is a game trailer that just came out. It looks pretty awesome. I'm not going to get it because I don't like Xbox or all that crap. But
Dale, what if it was cross-platform play though?
Maybe.
Can't you get it on PC?
I don't know.
I thought
the trailer just came out, so
yeah. I am fairly certain you can get it on.
I'm going to try to get it on PC because that's my only thing that I have that has 4K output right now.
Is that all you got? Because I got a really good transition.
Transition, baby.
Speaking of 4K output, Project Scarlet was released or was kind of teased at E3 this week. That's going to be the new Xbox console slated for the holiday season of next year, 2020. The things that it's going to, I had that pulled up and I freaking lost it. I mean, hold on.
Freaking lost it.
So it's pretty cool. They're toting 8K.
Wish you weren't so fucking awkward, bud.
They're toting potentially 8K output on for some games if the
great. Now we're going to buy Drew a new TV.
Yeah, right.
You don't need 8K output.
No, it's
not you, just anybody. No one can tell. 4K 120 hertz, you're golden.
They said the same thing about.
So their Project Scarlet is going to be native 4K at 60 FPS up to 120 FPS. They're going to have solid state drive. So they're moving from HDDs, which is great because that's a lot more save data for those downloadable games that everybody has to do anyway, even though you're buying a disc. Hardware accelerated ray tracing. Everything comes over, so games, accessories, and career all come over. So it's basically the next Xbox. So it's not a console change. It's basically the new iteration, and then it is saying 8K capable. So whatever that means, we're going to see that a little bit more.
Wait, so it's not a new box?
I'm sorry?
It's not a new actual Xbox. It's just the software?
No, it is a new Xbox. I mean, the idea is it's going to be a new Xbox, but they're not going to. Sometimes developers change the lineup, like when you went from the Wii or the Nintendo to the Wii. They went from cartridge to, they went from the small disc to the big disc because they were. Yeah. So they're not changing. I mean, everything's disc and database now, so you're really not going to ever get into that. But like they went from disc to cartridge for the Nintendo, from the Wii U to the Nintendo Switch. So some of that stuff, like the saved data and stuff with the Xbox, is all coming over. So it's not a change up in as far as the game delivery system.
So you don't have to buy anything new to.
Mm-hmm. So
Gotcha.
most of your hardware, i.e. the controllers, you're probably not getting a controller redesign. You're probably not going to get a lot of peripheral redesigns or anything like that. I would expect probably keyboard mouse integration right out of the box, because that's something that they started with the Xbox One X. And my assumption is that this is just going to probably be an Xbox degree number. I think they're going to go, I mean, you're at this point, you're at Xbox One X, which was the first console after, well, it's the second console, but it's the first reiteration after the Xbox 360. So, I mean, you're
the 1S, and then the
well, yeah, but so it's Xbox One is the whole lineup. So SX, S digital, whichever.
Tricky.
I hate you. So the idea is that I think that they're going to go back to, they're not going to do Xbox 2. I don't think that they'll do that.
The new Xbox.
Yeah. So
just call it that. And
but I could be wrong. They could just go Xbox
Project
2.
Scarlet.
That it would blow everybody's minds if they changed everything as far as their branding goes and made everything red. and kept the name Project Scarlet like Xbox Scarlet or something like that.
Then people will be like, frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Ooh. Dale, what's that from?
This doesn't count for me this week. Frankly, I don't give a damn.
Obviously. His name rhymes with Schmutler.
I don't know.
Rhett Butler from Gone with the Wind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Gone with the Wind. God damn.
Scarlett O'Hara.
I knew that. God damn.
So the idea, like I said, I think it would blow everybody's minds if Project Scarlet was the actual name of it. They didn't use, they kept the code name.
Comes with a petticoat. Now I can't get this Gone with the Wind right.
And then there'd be a bunch of scarlet letters, like the X's.
Just a bunch of A's.
No, not that. Just
the A box.
So anyway, along with
Xbox
that
A.
came, and I didn't see this until my wife shared it. Cyberpunk 2077 is slated for April of 2020, which is awkward because it's 2020, not 2077. But we're getting it we're getting it.
You guys got to wait till 2077.
What? But apparently it's going to be all the screen cap, motion capture, and facial tracking is done by, it's featuring Keanu Reeves, which is pretty damn awesome.
Cool. Where does he have time in between making new You Killed My Dog movies?
And The Earth is a Fake farce movies.
I was like, he does everything.
He does.
Keanu is a busy person.
So I'm excited for that. Tasha's excited for that. Everybody I know is excited for that. But I just hope it's not a letdown like No Man's Sky was. That being said, we're going to go to space here. Josh watched this with me and Tasha. Josh, without saying it, what did you think of it?
It might be the first copy of one of these games I buy.
Yeah.
You never bought one before?
Not of this series, technically.
If they have it on the computer, I would be interested.
You know what's crazy? Dale actually bought one of these series before, and I have not.
You know what's crazy? Dale, I think they will, because Xbox Cloud Play. We can't do that every episode, guys. So Halo Infinite was released also within the past couple days here.
Announced,
yeah, not released.
The trailer was released. He's just getting so excited.
I'm gonna do a little quick synopsis or soliloquy or what is it called? Summary. There you go. Soliloquy. So Dale,
Antigram?
Have you not seen it?
The trailer, no.
Dale's not going to get it anyways.
Dale's not going to get it. Okay, so
He's like, what's ODST?
What are they reaching for? That's Dale. That's what you sound like, Dale.
Which one? Wait, did you get you got ODST? That was the one you bought for a 360, wasn't it?
You're asking me what Halo game I bought. I don't remember.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
Damn.
Anyway,
You didn't even play it. I did.
I don't play the storyline,
I know.
so I only play multiplayer. And so
see, here's the biggest thing. This is what I don't like about games right now, or what I don't like about games currently that I'm playing. There is no storyline that is multiplayer right now, and it drives me fucking bonkers.
For what?
Co-op story mode.
I love playing co-op story modes. Like, I love it.
I don't.
No, I'm not, to each their own.
Yeah.
But because of people like you, I don't get games.
I was like, I'm not stopping it from being released. No, can't do that.
So that's what I love about these games. So Halo's was actually one of the first games I bought that had multiplayer co-op storyline. But you got things like
for the Xbox, right?
Well, I mean,
you have like GoldenEye and stuff back in the day.
Could you do
co-op?
Co-op?
No, not on that.
On the storyline?
No.
That's what I'm saying.
Time Splitters, I think, was the only one that's older.
Dale, do the research. First co-op campaign game.
Jeez.
For what system?
Doom.
Yeah.
You couldn't do co-op campaign in Doom.
I don't know. I'm just saying anything that's split screen co-op.
For a first person shooter?
First person shooter, let's start there.
Okay. No way. Left 4 Dead 2?
No, because you could do
Halo came out before that.
You could do, and even Left 4 Dead 1, you could do co-op campaign. So, anyway, we're gonna get back into this. I want to do this brief synopsis while Dale looks that up. So they basically open on unnamed pilot who's basically in cryo sleep. Dale, this is awesome. All right, Josh, do this. All right, we're gonna open on unnamed pilot in cryo sleep. Basically wakes up to some sort of breach in his Pelican, and we are on a Pelican, if you're familiar with the ships of that stuff. And so basically he's frantically trying to figure stuff out of how to, I guess.
Pour water on me.
Josh was correct with Doom.
Doom?
First, I think it was split screen co-op, yeah.
Yep.
Really?
I do remember that.
It was 1993.
Huh.
Followed by Doom 2, Quake, and Quake 2.
There you go. Yep. So anyway,
and Turok.
And Turok, yeah. I guess Turok, I remember Turok being. So we open on that guy. He's doing that. He's trying to stop this breach, whatever has been breached. It's very unclear, but he's putting out steam. He's turning off steam valves and everything like that. And he falls. And he cracks his head on the floor, and he passes out. And as he's passing out, you see this little hologram of what looks like a child learning how to say words, a mom teaching her child how to say words. And he doesn't have a beard at first, but then it basically does this like rotation around the character, and he just gains a beard. And
he's like passing through time.
So I mean, it's no beard and then beard. So it leads you to believe that for some time this has been going on, basically, or he's been stuck in space. And he's literally just staring at this hologram that's basically like on its last like life of battery. And it's basically like flashing red, like, hey, you don't got much time. Like, that's the way it reads. And then it kind of you hear this beeping from the cockpit, and he's kind of ignoring it at first, and then he kind of snaps out of his haze that he's in and gets to a point where he's like, oh no, I got to go check that. So the warning's basically saying, hey, we're receiving a signal. And so he goes and he's like looking at it, and he's like, hey, this is the Pelican 1234 or whatever. Do you read me? And nobody's talking back to him. And he swipes the screen, or like the window, the frost off the interior of the window. And who's out there in cyberspace or cryospace? Fucking Master Chief, just like stiff as a board, light as a feather, just floating through the air. And So he pulls him in, cranks him up to the power grid and plugs him in, and Chief's immediately is like, he's like, where's the fight? And he's like, I don't know if you've heard this, but go take a look. And so Master Chief runs to the cockpit and clears off the screen, the glass again, and there's the Halo ring exploded into a bajillion pieces, like only like fractured parts of it left, and then they're getting like immediately they get EMP'd, and he's like, oh no, not these guys again. And Master Chief's like, we're gonna fight them. Do. That's Terminator. So
I liked your reenactment of the whole thing, Josh.
Thanks.
Josh was reenacting in the background everything Drew was saying.
So
make sure to check our episodes that will premiere almost every week.
We have been doing great lately. Let's just take a moment to know that we have been
one spelling error and we launched like 14 podcasts.
Let's just take a moment. Thank you, Dale, for doing all that hard work.
Thank you. But honestly, we're up to videos too. So all the videos are on YouTube. Everything's on Project Nerd. We're doing great for Ocon.
Let's make sure we don't do a classic Sexy Nerd Science and after the con have a pitfall.
I'm not even joking. Hold on. Where's the paper?
But don't quit doing this on a piece of paper.
Don't stop doing work.
Seriously, swear to God. Hold on.
That's gonna be our new song for every season.
I literally planned out the next few episodes after or up until the con.
Just a white sheet of paper.
Oh, you're seeing white? Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, just white. Whatever. I gotta turn off my light. How about that? I literally have like the weeks that we're doing it, what dates they are, and then like when we should talk about heavy Ocon. We need
the plan right here.
We're recording an episode at Ocon that we're going to release for the 4th of July.
Nice. That's
we're
awesome.
on point.
Congratulations.
I hope Drew and I are going to hang out on the 4th of July again. We had a good America 4th last year.
We are at my parents' house in the pool.
Yeah, pool.
So have you met Ted? Anyway, that's the gist of the news that I've got grabbed from the last couple of days. If anybody else
there's still more to come
wants to talk about anything, shoot us some messages, talk about it on this, episode's comment section, throw that stuff in there. We love talking to you guys,
I've never seen a comment on our YouTube videos. So if you guys
do that.
And tell us how you think of the length too, because we've been doing a little bit longer lately and no one seems to be complaining. So
yeah. So this next bit here is the new one that we've got, Nerd Battle. Now we're gonna kind of basically do this pro bono style since Dale gave me his character this morning.
I forget every week.
I know, it's okay.
I love when he's like, I've got the perfect character. Like at the end of every podcast,
I think of it immediately, and then I just
start texting you Monday morning and be like,
gotta do it.
So Josh, wait, hold on. Dale, your character is
the Kraken.
The Kraken?
The Kraken.
The Kraken.
The Kraken.
The vodka? Or is that vodka? The Kraken vodka?
I mean, that is it's a rum.
It's a rum. That's
Kraken rum, and it's the.
So we're looking for like the rum, or
no?
Or are we talking about the Hotel Transylvania 3 Kraken, or are we talking about like?
We're talking about mythical ship destroying Kraken.
Okay.
The Good Omens Kraken.
See, I didn't specify for a specific reason. I want what you came up with first.
Okay.
All right. And Josh.
We got Katara of the Water Tribe.
Really?
Waterbending, huh?
Not only is she a waterbender, she's also a very powerful bloodbender.
Wait, you also said that she didn't have a butt earlier.
I know, I was kidding. I was trying to throw you off.
Oh, it threw me off.
I was like, my character is going to kick your character's butt. And I was like, my character doesn't have a butt. I was like, mine neither.
I mean, if you think about it, she is two-dimensional.
Whoa. I bet if we see Katara in real life, she's stacked.
Okay, I think you're a little sipping that juice a little too much.
Hold on. Let's go back to last week's episode where he confessed his love for a fictional puppet.
I love like
Dark Crystal.
First of all, I just want to point out any of you people listening to this podcast that think Zuko and Katara should have ended up together, Fuck you.
What?
No.
They should have ended up together.
No. Dumb.
That's the biggest
100%.
brother-sister relationship I've ever seen in my entire life. You
No way.
knows. Go find your porn on the internet.
Nope.
Anyway.
But still, Katara is by far the most powerful waterbender so far in the history of Avatar that we've known about. The ability to influence, run on water, do anything. I mean, she was deeply spiritual, so she had connections with stuff like that. Her brother almost married the moon spirit.
That has nothing to do with her, though.
Okay.
I'm sure she could call in a favor if she wanted to.
Well, we're doing a 1-to-1, so
no favor
calling. Dale, can you give me a little bit about what you find fascinating about the Kraken?
Tell me why the Kraken would beat Katara. I'm going to tell you why Katara would beat the Kraken.
Well, hold on, we'll get there, Dale.
So I think that the Kraken would beat Katara because the Kraken has many arms to just wrap and squeeze her to death.
How many arms does a Kraken have, Dale?
8.
Oh, he's an octopus?
10.
Oh, he's got 7 because one of them got ripped off by
Does he have 10?
Just kidding. That was a joke. I watch too much kids shit.
Is he a squid or what is he?
Depends which Kraken you're talking about.
I mean, I think the biggest thing, I mean, he's a giant octopus squid thing. I mean, they still have.
Yeah, a cephalopod-like sea monster. Scandinavian folklore. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everything's depicted as 8.
Yep.
So
that's why I said 7 is because I was joking about the Maui.
So you just think that this guy is just gonna wrap his tentacles around and
Dale,
just crush?
can you tell me what the average size of the Kraken is in throughout the lore? I know they get extremely big, like way big.
Yep. Authors over the years have postulated that the legends may have originated from a sighting of a giant squid that may grow up to 13 to 15 meters or 40 to 50 feet in length. Most Krakens that we've seen in TV shows are a lot larger than that. Like in the Pirates of the Caribbean, they have the big Kraken that comes up and like 2 ships are fighting around it. And then they have, what else? In
Hotel Transylvania 3.
Never that. Never Hotel Transylvania, because I've never seen the movie.
Well, that Kraken is summoned by some dank ass techno music and can't stop killing people until he hears some funky "Don't worry, be happy."
So the one I was thinking of is Clash of the Titans.
Ooh, okay.
That's the one I had in my head when I first thought of it.
The mouth one.
The what?
The beaky mouth one.
The beaky mouth one.
Literally the real life version of the Hotel Transylvania 3 one. Oh, come on, Dale.
I don't have any children.
You did see Paddington 1 and 2.
Yeah, you did.
Paddingtons have bears in it.
Well, this one has a Kraken.
And trains.
All right.
And trains.
Dale, one reason why the Kraken would beat Katara.
Overall size and strength, I think, would overpower easily.
Josh, did you mention something about blood bending earlier?
So I'm saying that so Katara knows how to, if she wanted to, she could make a giant like water tank around her. I mean, similar to how like swamp benders would use like grass and stuff like that. But if they're in the middle of the ocean, I mean, she could freeze breath and snap off tentacles.
That's Superman.
She has freeze breath. She can control water. But also I do think that, I mean, if it really came down to like life or death where she's being like struggling, she was able to do blood bending in the middle of the day.
And that's fine. I would definitely recommend the blood, or I see the pros in blood bending.
So here's my thing.
The massive size of the Kraken is too much power and strength for her to handle, even with her abilities.
What is she going to do? Drowned?
Yes, that can still happen.
No, to make a giant ice sheet and stand on it. And also, I just want to point this out. she was able to pretty well defend herself against the giant unagi, which is the big old eel thing, when they were crossing the Serpent's Pass.
Dale.
Yeah, but that's not 8 different arms coming at you at once.
No, that's one giant creature, though, that she was able to.
Yeah,
because she's tiny. 2 warships defeated the Kraken, and actually a Pegasus defeated Kraken.
Just stab him with his horn.
No, it's stabbed with a
horn.
I thought it was a sword, or no, it was lightning or the lightning bolt.
It was Medusa's face.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does Katara have Medusa's face?
I mean, no, actually, so no. Medusa's face turns it to stone by petrifying it. Katara could immobilize the Kraken with blood bending.
See, I don't think she could get all the blood out of her. Damn, I think it would.
It wouldn't have to be blood. It just needs to be filled with water, which cephalopods are like 80% water.
I think she could control maybe 1 or 2 tentacles, maybe 3 tentacles at a time. But
she would be able to get them all. Sure.
Off the top of your head, what kind of range are we talking Katara has? I mean, as far as the eye can see, or
no, I'd probably say. I mean, she's been able to like shoot like ice discs that can cut through things pretty far. I mean, I'd say.
Dale, does your
shooting 60 feet?
Shooting, I would say shooting though. Once you shoot it, you would lose all the momentum and you don't launch it anymore in the air.
Well, there's also a scene where she made like giant blades come up to. So when she was battling the swamp thing, as he was like attacking with his arms and vines and stuff, she was cutting off each one of those arms almost as fast as he could like re-bring them back together.
No, I get that. I was thinking more of remember when she stopped all the rain when she was going to kill the guy who killed her mother?
Yeah.
That kind of gives you a good bubble.
And that was about a 50-foot dome.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I would say she could probably control anything 50. I would even say 100 feet.
I'd say 100 feet would be her max for like projectile
Dale,
range.
Does your Kraken have regenerative limbs?
No, I would assume not.
I think the Katara would just.
I honestly think Katara would just start slicing up whatever she's going against.
I think the thickness of his skin or the thickness of his hide, his skin, whatever you want to call it, is she might be able to get through it if she concentrated on one spot. But I think just little quick attacks like that won't penetrate it.
God, I really want to see this. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this would be a really cool. Like, I want to be like, hey, dear Avatar: The Last Airbender creators, I know you guys are working on live action Netflix. This is a
Reddit conversation.
Oh, why don't we start a Reddit thread for the SexyNerdScience nerd battle?
That is completely fine with me. Do it up.
I don't know how to do Reddit though, so
I've never done it.
SexyNerdScience Reddit to look at Reddit porn.
Reddit porn?
I'm just kidding. I did not do that.
What's Reddit porn?
You're the worst person.
I'm just kidding. I used my physics one.
So right. Drew, it's up to you.
I am going to say that I do think that the size of a Kraken would be something that would be something that a Kraken would have advantage of Katara. But however, saying that, I think that Katara would still be able to maneuver around in an ocean even without a ship quickly enough based on her waterbending skills to take her time. Well, real quick, I mean, how long could she technically fight? I mean, like, how long is it? I mean, I know bending takes something out of
Are we in the middle of the day? Are we at night? I mean, if it was during a full moon, like, oh, you're definitely screwed.
Okay,
so here's another thing down I want to point out.
Kraken turns into a Werekraken, and then you're really screwed.
A Werekraken. Title of the episode.
Werekraken.
Werekraken attacks.
I mean, so at the peak of their strength, waterbenders were able to use water to slice the wheels off of mecha tanks.
Yeah, I'm giving it to Katara, Dale. I'm sorry. I think that.
I mean, granted, that was during a full moon, but I mean,
I know, but man, I think that
I just think Katara is so powerful as far as like waterbenders are concerned.
I think that if she was just basically like Silver Surfering around the ocean on a big old ice, if she can make ice,
be in her element. I mean, regardless.
And I think she would basically slide around the ice and wait for one or two or three of those tentacles to come up, and she'd just chop little bits and pieces off at a time.
She could have giant.
What about being underwater?
Pieces of it.
What about being underwater and just creating like a big suction and suck her in?
She'd just pull the plug on the ocean, and then
I bet if she could like make a high enough like ice tower, she probably could like do some weird thing to like.
She just locks the Kraken in a giant ice cube. And then
an ice cube,
and then Pauly Shore digs them up in 50 years.
Because that's another thing too. So Aang,
you have Encino Kraken.
So I will say that Avatar Aang.
Come on, I was getting one.
I got it.
Avatar Aang was able to create like a giant big bubble around him in the water, and that was just the Avatar state. I would say that Katara is stronger than any Avatar as far as at water bending. Because Unalaq definitely was even stronger than Korra, and Korra was a really strong waterbender as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Korra is stronger than Katara?
Not at all.
No.
Like in their prime, like if you would have 25-year-old Katara versus 25-year-old Korra, like even with Avatar state, I bet Korra would probably get her butt kicked pretty hard. That would be a good thing. I'd like to put that in there too.
Like I said, I think Katara wins it, man. I really do. I think the Kraken's big and bad and ugly, but the saying, the big things, or was it big things hit
bigger
hard,
they are, the harder they fall.
Bigger they are, the harder they fall. Yeah, that's the saying.
Except in water, because then they're floaty.
Next week we are going to do I'm thinking, because you mentioned it, and because I'm super into the Halo thing right now, I think we're going to do a mech battle.
Ooh.
I'm not going to name anything. It can be a mech suit or a
is it terrestrial, space? Doesn't matter.
What about like what are those the anime that's really good Gundams?
Those are mech suits.
So it could be a suit. It could be a full mech, like not like.
Don't say anything more.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
I know what I want.
I know what you're gonna pick. I know exactly what you're gonna pick. Can I say what you're gonna pick?
Say it right now, and then I can't pick it.
Zoids.
No,
you were gonna pick Zoids.
I was not.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Dang, you should have had him tell me first, and then that way.
That would have been, technically. I know what I kind of know what I want to pick right now.
No, I don't. I'm clueless this week.
But yeah, so and then as far as like terrain, I think we can do. We'll open it up to you can be.
The one I'm going to pick right now would not work in space. That's the only thing. So if it is in space, then I can't pick the character I want. If it's going to be anywhere, then I need to pick a new character.
Well, what do you guys think? Do you guys want to do terrestrial? Do you want to do...
I was like, you either have to do like ground or space.
On Earth battle or something like that.
Either one's fine.
Let's do not specifically Earth, but on
a planet.
On a generic planet.
Okay. I like that.
Okay.
I'd still pick my character that I want.
So, it doesn't have to be, you could say it's Earth too. You could say it's the Mojave Desert or Siberia or whatever, but
yeah. Cool.
So, the science news here, Josh, you want to talk about this a little bit here?
Yeah, well, actually, so Dale and I, so unlike you normal people out there, when Dale and I get bored, we do math for fun. And
nice, Dale. Nice.
Hours of math.
Hold on. We are at currently 69 minutes.
Approximately.
Nice.
But so one day Dale and I were talking about electric cars and what the feasibility of having a solar panel, you just take it with your car and wherever you're at, you either like have the roof be all solar panels or you make as much of the car solar powered or solar panel as possible. what that would do for like range and longevity and
I think
stuff.
I think we even talked about one that's like opens like an umbrella over.
Yeah, so we talked about like the ideal case now. So we came to the first conclusion was that no matter how big the car is, if you covered every foreseeable surface in solar panels, you wouldn't be able to generate enough electricity with current age solar panels to be able to power the car in any speedy fashion.
I was gonna say, I thought it would be like it would power one. We talked about this. I think we talked about this on the podcast at one point in time, and that it came out to we could do something that would power the radio or the like
pretty much
like offset things in the car, but you wouldn't be able to power the actual drivetrain.
Well, I did it from like my work. If you're not uncovered on anything, sun the whole day, we figured I think it was 2 to 3 miles of range on an 8-hour day is what we ended up calculating, I believe.
Yeah. And I do now know more to how like range is going to be calculated in my car, how many watts per mile I'm getting, how that affects things. But basically the idea was that just, if you replaced every surface on the car, it's not big enough. So then we thought, okay, flip side is how big of a surface do we need to make in order to power, to charge a car in a good time. So Dale and I thought of some sort of like foldy, even like an umbrella kind of thing where, it's just a trailer with, triangular, like ice cream cone looking panels that
like
pedaled out,
like the International Space Station, not the International Space Station, but the ones that are in movies where they like sail open. They're basically like almost like giant cloths.
I think more of like an umbrella where it's like structured.
Or a pedal. I think that was one of the things I think we picked up was like this idea of like different pedals going around in solar sheets that way. That could have like one stationary hold. But Dale pointed out something. There was a expo it looked like it was a couple weeks ago. Like it wasn't that long ago when I saw it, when that video was posted.
It was posted yesterday.
Yeah, but I mean, like
when they actually filmed it, I'm not sure.
It looked fairly recent. But one of the ideas was it was a trailer essentially that had all like 3 sides covered in solar panels, able to produce 2.6 kilowatts of power on like peak time.
He was parked on top of a hill, and I think there was a tree next to it, so it could have been covered a little bit. But he was getting like 2.6 kilowatts, which is enough to if you're doing 2.6 kilowatts per hour and you're delivering that 100% to the car, obviously you'd be able to do a 60 kilowatt car in 30 hours, less than that. I like this concept because let's describe it for people who are listening. It was like a large size trailer, but it was just the frame of it.
Yeah.
The top of it was solar panels, and the sides of it were solar panels, but the sides came out and kind of made a, not like a tent, but like it came out so you could angle them in a certain way to get the maximum amount of solar energy.
So it's a trailer with sun or solar panels on A-frames that it tilted the direction it needed to.
And it looks like inside of that trailer, it looks like there's 2 battery packs.
Yeah.
And then in the front of it, there was an inverter.
Tesla power walls, I think, is what it was.
Was it? I didn't watch.
It sounded like he said it was 2 Tesla power walls, which is 16 kilowatts a piece, I think.
So I think that's very unique. So like people that go on trips, let's say like you had a Model X and you wanted to go camping or you wanted to go do something remote, or even if you were at like an event like these guys were, you can set that up, drive a good amount throughout the day, or wherever you got to go, do an event or something, come back and you can charge throughout the day. And you have, even if you charge like before you left, you have extra battery charge, or you have extra packs. You have constant charging with that. I think it's a unique idea. Now you would lose charge on the way to wherever you're going, but if you have the free charging stations, then you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought it was a really interesting idea. I liked the fact that it had batteries in it. I would say if I was going to build one for myself, obviously if cost was not a problem, what I'd want to do is I would want to have a large enough solar array where in peak performance, I could not only charge the car, but I could also so you'd take the amount of daytime you'd have. So approximately 8 hours of good sunlight, maybe let's stretch it to 10 hours. So in 10 hours of good sunlight, how much power could I generate to fully charge enough battery cells and fully charge one of my car's battery. So I would say I'd want to have enough Powerwall cells set aside to charge 60 kilowatts. So I need 120 kilowatts basically in 10 hours.
The people we were watching looked like they made this from scratch, or at least they put a lot of ingenuity into it.
Yeah.
I think some of those calculations were in there as far as weight to power ratio in some way. So I think what they had was probably close to optimal for right now.
Yeah. And so one of the things too is pulling a trailer full of batteries is going to be super heavy. However, one of the things in that video too, I don't know if you watched the whole video, but there was a guy who took a Ford, I don't know if it was a Ford truck, but it was it might have been a Chrysler, 1940 pickup truck, and turned it into an electric pickup truck. And he said it used about 480 watts per mile.
Is that a lot?
It's not. My car in the summer averages about 305 watts per mile. So like picture how unaerodynamic a truck in the 40s was, and it's still only adding 400 watts per mile. So now put a super aerodynamic car in front of it, maybe add some modifications to your car to help.
I would even say the weight of the car too, the weight of the truck.
But I mean, yeah, and it's one of those things where like if you could get the air resistance right, and once it's moving, if you're doing interstate driving, like I bet it wouldn't be that bad. I bet you could.
Well, and the other thing is you put an aerodynamic front cone on it, like anything that's somewhat, a wind. A wind diverter instead of having just the panels. I mean, because the video that we're kind of looking at, or the image that I'm kind of looking at that Josh pointed out, it looks like they're just kind of floating around there.
And even from what we saw, it looked like it was just flat square box.
I mean, you may have less wind resistance on, open panels, but
I do think the other thing that's a little nerve wracking though is driving with solar panels. Now any tiny rock that gets chipped up in the air, if you're driving at 70 miles an hour, that rock's going to hit your solar panel at 70 miles an hour.
So I was thinking of that. And if you looked in one of the videos, that's the first thing I thought of. It looked like there was like plexiglass sheets that they took off the thing.
Okay.
So they folded it down. Then they put these sheets up. So then like debris and dust and everything didn't get on them.
And then that would be an ideal solution for that.
Light
plexiglass is relatively, that was the pedal thing that me and Dale were kind of.
Well, so there's a video that I have literally, or a movie or something that I've seen that does something similar to what is it? I'm trying to find it.
We just need to harness the crystal energy, guys. That's all we need.
Yeah. That
So
same guy who
like
posted
solar,
that
like
video, the
these.
solar sails.
Yeah, basically.
Those aren't power though.
Well, but
Solar sail?
no. I mean, the video that I saw, it was, I don't know if it was one of those. I can't remember if it was one of the ones that were in that Love, Space and Robots or whatever, or if it was a completely different thing. But the idea was, hey, the battery on the space station is low. We need to open the sails.
Yeah.
And then there's catastrophe from that happening. So, but what it was basically like these giant sails that opened off of
which if you had flexible solar panels, like solar sheets and stuff, that would be the way to do it, especially in space, because I think the whole problem that we have with this is how are you going to store these things when they're not in use, to not take up a ton of space?
Well, that's remember the idea, or not the idea, but the pictures we saw of the flower, like you guys were talking about, that rolled itself out. It opened all the way around, but then it stacked on top.
I can't hear you, Drew. I'm sorry.
The flower that basically was like a triangle shape, and each triangle slid around in that flower petal arrangement Josh was mentioning earlier. I mean, you get 4 of those on a trailer, and just make sure they're situated correctly when you open them up. And you have all that same stuff, and it's a very relatively small footprint.
Yep.
But that's not the same. And I understand that's not the same thing. But if you were having something that
But the crazy thing is oftentimes science imitates nature. And one of the things that you were just mentioning there, so it does describe kind of how petals are on plants. And a lot of times, if you look, the bud for where your flower is usually wanting to minimize the total surface area when it's closed, but maximize the surface area when it's open. And those petal shapes are ideal for something like that. The only thing that would be more ideal is, like we said, a collapsible sail that could then open up and just be a square. Because obviously when we're talking square feet, the thing that's going to maximize area within a square area is a square.
Yeah.
But the next best thing after that is a circle with the radius the same diameter as the square.
Yeah.
Or the radius the same as a radius of the square.
And so what I was saying is, if you had, let's talk about this. Our flexible solar panels, as we know them today, somewhat or at the same capacity as hard solar, like rigid solar panels. I mean, do they catch the same amount of they pull in the same amount of electricity based on that?
So I've been doing experiments with my undergrad with solar sheets, which are bendable solar panels essentially.
Yeah.
And they are actually more powerful, so they're about 40% efficient, whereas a normal solar that you would buy for your house is anywhere from 20 to 35% on a high range.
So then think of it this way. Think if you had
They're tremendously expensive.
think if you had and this is going to be on the video because I'm going to explain this for Dale so he can see it. But I think if you had 20 rows of basically a square or a upside down rectangular frame that all were on the back of a 4-foot trailer, and they all extended out and opened up, and they just had a U-shaped sheet that stretched out across the bars when you open them up. I mean, you could pull that all the way out when you're stationary and then slide them all back together and put a box over it, a box cover over it.
So no, I get what you're saying. Like, just, with the lightness of the solar panels, a smaller footprint for the trailer, you would just have to set it up. And I think that's thing they're trying to do with what we were showing, or what they were showing, maximize the area you have with the most amount of solar panels. And I think what you're saying is work. It would be like some type of accordion or something that opens up.
Yeah, I was gonna say accordion squares like that stretch out would be better for rigid ones right now. I mean, that's how the space station does theirs.
Like folding doors.
So it just folds up and down, and then once you do it, it opens up. Oh, geez.
Like the divider doors in
Get out of here.
Yeah, knock. But yeah, they'll open up that way. He's fine. And I think that's really good. The only other thing too you'd want to make sure is that it also needs to be tracking, because the problem that you run into is if you don't track the sun, your efficiency is about halved. Whereas if you track the sun, you can get about 75% efficiency.
And there's definitely, you could do something with basically the wheelbase with hydraulic
actuators.
Well, not hydraulic actuators. I mean that too, but I can't think of what they're called. The airbags for suspension.
Air springs, air suspensions.
Yeah. So you can basically do air suspension, like real. I can't think of the word.
Yeah. I think I know what you're saying. I think actuators would be better, and the reason I say that is because you're transferring energy from one state to another, and it would lose some energy. And I think actuators would actually be better for it.
Yeah, I mean,
but I get what you're saying. That's nice. But we are running a little long, guys. So let's let's get to the next one. Don't mind.
So I threw this in here because we were talking about electric vehicles and stuff like that.
And Kyle posted it to our website. So by the way, if you guys ever want us to talk about something, send it to us on Facebook. Link us to it.
Yeah, get it in front of our faces.
We will talk about it.
Hey, talk about this.
Shout out to Kyle.
Shout out to Kyle, our most lovely fan.
Friend.
So the
for you, buddy.
The Tesla truck was teased, I suppose. Small that small image, right, of the little light wheel. Did you see it? It was this image right here.
Yeah.
So basically, Elon Musk hinted at a Tesla truck that would be less than 50K and would have potentially a 600 hour or 600 mile range.
He did say it's going to be better than the F-150 too, and better selling than the F-150.
Better selling than the
I agree.
The F-150 is like the number one selling pickup truck in America.
Yes, but if you can get it all electric and the same power.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing: is 600 like a 600-mile range is better than a tank of gas can do. Like a F-150 can maybe get 300 miles to a tank.
Yeah,
like maybe.
Yep.
And that's like a $100 fill. You know, I mean, you're looking at a pretty big tank to make that happen.
If you can keep this car, this truck, under 75,000, I think people would buy it.
Well, and you know, the base model, I think he's slating the base model will be around $50K, at least the entry, and then you get the different features. But I mean, to have a 500 to 600 mile range on a truck that can pull more than the Ram is what I think he said in the deal here. Is it crushing the competition? These are just different ads.
Yeah, if you go to view more the full story, you can look at it. So down a little more. No, that's the wrong story. But
I mean, I still think it's a great idea.
Oh, beat out the F-150.
But yeah, so I mean, he said something about 300,000 towing capacity. Right here. Like an option for 400 to 500 miles of range, dual motor, all-wheel drive powertrain with dynamic suspension, as well as a 300,000 pounds of towing capacity. Like if that's anywhere remotely accurate, even half of that, 150K of towing capacity, you're basically looking at crushing anything that comes along. Now, whether or not that'll happen, we've got that. Obviously, towing capacity is going to, like we've just been talking about, deplete your battery pretty substantially, or deplete your actual, range pretty substantially.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still not a bad price considering any low tier truck right now is right around 50K. I mean, that's you're paying the gas cost, you're paying the,
And anyway, too, I mean, to electrify your workshop on the wheels, I know it's another thing Elon Musk was talking about, to be able to essentially have a high voltage battery pack in your car, even a separate high voltage battery pack. So not only do you have the 300, 400 miles of range, but you also have a, couple kilowatts worth of battery power that you could use to charge drills, to run a compressor, to run, all of your projects that you have with you. That
single charge like capability, like you plug into a supercharger and you're charging both your range battery and your utility battery.
Yeah.
Where'd they say the towing capacity?
We're on electric.com.
So electrek.com, underneath of the Tesla pickup, to cost less than 50,000, be better than the F-150. It's the second story down. If you expand more.
Yeah. But doesn't say.
Second paragraph underneath of the picture.
Now CEO Elon Musk hints on towing capacity.
No. Are you in the article from June 2nd?
I'm in the article from March 27th.
Well, that is not the link that we sent.
Yes, it is. It's the one on the.
No, go up 2. 3.
Okay, so April 24th, June 2nd.
It says Tesla pickup truck to cost less than 50.
Yeah, I got that one.
That's the one. If you expand
Second
that one,
paragraph.
it's the second paragraph underneath the picture.
30,000 pounds of towing capacity is
300,000.
300,000 pounds. There's no way.
There's
no way. It would burn the battery up in a second.
I don't know if that's true. I mean, if it's on wheels.
The F-150, the max that it can do just on the base model is 8,000.
Yeah.
There's no way I can do 300,000. 30,000, I could say, okay,
if it was
burn
30,000. That's what I would suspect too.
Yeah.
There's
got to be a typo there.
No. That's too many Ks.
Too many Ks.
300K.
Yeah, I think that's
Drew's typing it in here.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We'll talk about that next week though, or we'll look into it.
All right. So last bit here, our science question for Dale this week. Josh, you got that good science question?
I do. All right, Dale. So this is going to be an astronomy question for Dale.
Astronomy.
Yes, I am going to need you to name at least one fun fact about every planet in the solar system, and then just give me 2 bonus facts on something that's not Earth. So I'll let you know how many planets there are in the solar system, and then I need 2 bonus facts for a total of 10.
So let me get this straight. You want to know like properties of the planets?
Any fun fact you want to give, 1 for each planet.
So let's start with Mercury.
And it just don't be like, it's the closest one to the sun. Like that's not, and like, don't just give me the
order. You want to know like gravity on the planet, size?
Anything you want to tell me?
This is what I did for you last week.
I just don't want you to be like, it's the closest planet. Like we know the order that the planets are in.
Yeah.
Well, most people do.
Yeah. A fun fact about Mercury or any of the planets. It's the hottest planet.
Is it the hottest planet?
I can't remember the atmosphere of Venus. God damn.
That was gonna be the hard part because I want you to name a fact, but I want it to be truthful.
Yeah. I think it is the hottest planet. I think Mercury is. Oh goddamn. I'm gonna say Mercury is the hottest planet of Venus or of the thing. Venus. I mean, these are so hard. Jupiter's a gas giant.
I thought it was going to be easy, but
no. I mean, like I don't know any facts about the planets. Relative size, distances. I don't know.
There's nothing unique about Venus that you can think about.
Oh, Venus?
Yeah, I mean that's just the next one that you wanted to go to. I'm assuming.
Yeah. I don't think so. Pools of lithium
on Venus.
I thought so. No, nothing I can think of.
You just keep going. Like, okay, so third planet,
Earth. Do you want to tell you a thing about Earth?
Fun fact about Earth:
73% of the Earth is water.
I don't even need to look that up. Okay. Good. So you got
the one.
You know, there's one for sure that you got. I don't know if Mercury's the hottest.
Yeah, I think Venus might be too. I can't remember. So let's say
if you just say both those planets are the hottest, you at least get one of them right. Just spread the odds out.
Yep, Mars is red planet.
Okay.
It's the 4th in the solar system. It's slightly smaller than Earth. It's has ice caps.
Mars. You're giving me like a bunch of facts about Mars. So there's one of your bonus facts. It has ice caps.
Okay.
So now go to the next planet.
Jupiter.
I need one of each planet, and then you give me bonus facts.
Did I say, yeah, Jupiter, right? Yeah, Jupiter. Saturn first? Shit, I don't remember what was first. Mercury, Venus, Mars. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter. Okay, to Jupiter. Largest planet in the solar system.
Cool.
Has a storm on it that continuously goes forever.
Okay, so that's an extra bonus fact. So now you're done with bonus facts. I just got to give you a fact about the remaining planets in the solar system.
Saturn has rings. It's actually made up of 3 different rings.
Okay, that's you're just adding on to, yeah, sure. I believe Saturn has rings. Cool.
What do we want to say?
He did Jupiter and then did his thing. Now we're on Saturn. So he did Saturn has rings. Okay.
What are you talking about bonus facts? You're saying like facts about the planet?
Well, I wanted you to do 8 facts, so 1 for each planet. And then if you want, and then I need 2 more bonus facts about any of the 8 except Earth. So 7.
I don't know what you're looking for. I'm sorry. Am I getting close?
Yeah, you've given me a fact about Mercury, a fact about Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. So I've got facts about all those planets.
Okay, let's do Uranus.
Uranus.
Yeah. I would say it has heavy deposits of cobalt.
Cobalt.
Yeah.
This is so weird to look this up.
I don't know what you're looking for, so I'm sorry.
Anything that you can
He
tell
just
me.
wants one fact per planet, and then you can do bonus facts later.
Okay.
I've already done with all your bonus facts.
For the current planets.
Neptune. Named after God of the ocean.
Okay.
Uh,
More of that God stuff.
you want more of the God stuff?
No more of the God stuff.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't think you wanted that
Because then you could have gotten like a bunch of them.
like that. And then Pluto is a dwarf planet.
Pluto's not a planet, so we're not counting that.
It's a dwarf planet, isn't it?
It's not a planet.
Okay.
Just
So I'm done then.
yes. So Mercury is not the hottest planet.
Is it Venus?
Is.
Damn it.
Thank you, greenhouse effect.
I was like, is it because of the atmosphere?
Yeah. So it has a very high carbon to the point where it is, I think it's sulfuric acid is in the atmosphere of Venus. Did not see anything about lithium on Venus. I think you're right, though. I think it might rain. Like it rains sulfuric acid. I know that.
Yeah.
But it might have like deposits of liquid methane on the surface, I think is one of the things about Venus, if I remember correctly.
Quick facts about Venus. Venus does not have any moons or rings. Venus is nearly as big as Earth with a diameter of whatever. Venus is thought to be made of a central iron core, rocky mantle, and still silicate crust.
So you didn't have any fun facts about Mercury. So there. You got Venus. I'll give it to you for saying Venus is the hottest because you didn't know which one was the other hottest. So Venus being the hottest. Cool.
I could have done days. Days.
I was going to say, so Mercury, my fun fact about Mercury, 3-month calendar.
Ooh, that's fun.
Takes 3 months to orbit. So Earth, you got Earth. So there's 2. Mars, you got Mars plus your bonus fact. So that's another 2.
8. Okay.
So you're at 5 now, I think. And then
Jupiter,
you got that. Or what'd you say about Jupiter? No, Jupiter, right? And you got the extra bonus about Jupiter. So that's 7.
gas giant. Yeah.
And then Neptune. What was your thing about Neptune?
I said Saturn. What about Saturn next?
Oh, Saturn. Yeah, has rings. Cool. Got that.
Yeah, but I think there are 3 distinct rings.
That's cool. I mean, yes. I mean,
Rings versus 3 distinct rings is the same.
And then so
fact.
Uranus. What did you say about Uranus? Cobalt?
It stinks.
So
Uranus.
Uranus, that I think is more important than cobalt because I could not find any evidence of cobalt on Uranus.
Uranus is big.
It rotates backwards.
Really?
It's on its side, basically. So
it rotates like this or the opposite direction?
It rotates backwards and on its side. Like counter to what the other planets do. Which is really interesting.
Or is it on its side and still rotating the same direction?
I think technically it's flipped the other way and rotates the other way. So yeah,
So
I don't exactly know why.
North Pole is opposite, and
instead of
it turns on its axis every 17 hours and 14 minutes.
That's another fun thing, I guess.
It rotates in a retrograde direction, opposite way of Earth and most other planets. One trip around the sun takes 84 years.
You got at least 8 out of the 10 things that I was asking for. So I will say yes, Dale. You got it.
Coldest temperature of any planet.
What?
Coldest temperature of any planet. Ooh, and it has sets of rings, and I didn't guess that. It does have a set of rings. Damn.
You didn't need to guess that, but
no, but I knew that. I
you
didn't
knew
think
it, and that's the.
Yep. So there's 2 giants that have rings.
So I want to touch on this real quick, just because we were talking about it. I know we said we were talking about it next week, but I don't want to talk about it next week. I want to talk about it now. So the 300K towing capacity of the truck, the Tesla truck, is potentially achievable because of the Model X's past endeavors. It's not something that they expect you to be doing every time. But the Model X pulled 297,000 pounds of dirt from the Boeing site. Or no, 250,000 pounds of dirt from the Boeing site, and it also pulled a Boeing. Where was it? A Boeing.
It had an empty Falcon Heavy.
Yeah, but here's the thing: when you say like towing capacity, you're saying what it's rated for, what it can do on a daily basis, not what it's done one time ever. So its towing capacity, has it ever done this? I could believe that, but it's average. No, it's going to burn up too quickly. The motors are going to go bad. The battery's going to overheat. Something's going to break if it constantly does that. I think it can do once and then possibly be replaced.
It pulled a Boeing 787-9, which coincidentally weighs around 297,000 pounds. So, I mean, but that's the thing is technology advances and you get things that you never see.
I mean, and that's true too. Like people can pull Boeing, 747, maybe not 737, but I mean, people have pulled aircrafts and stuff like that. I guess it just has to do with the fact that like, while it may weigh that much, the force to actually get it moving on like its moment of inertia on wheels is pretty light still. To the point where, yeah, I would say that a Tesla can get, that point to get it moving. But I mean, like, honestly, like a Tesla could probably deliver 200 watts or 200 kilowatts of power of like energy pretty easily into its acceleration. Like,
so anyway,
you might lower your range down to 50 miles, but
this has been Sexy Nerd Science. Thank you guys for listening to us babble for 102 minutes. We'll see you next week.
102 minutes? Yay. Thanks.
20 minutes shy of 2 hours.
Thanks. And thanks for Mia to be on for being on the show. Hopefully she didn't get swept up into the what is it? I don't know, what, Oz?
Yeah.
Oz?
Most people don't whisper, I gotta go, when a tornado's coming to.
I gotta go.
Yeah, I was so confused about that.
Yeah.
So hopefully she's not trying to get like integrated into a lollipop guild or.
Also, I don't want to make this about me, but if I die in surgery tomorrow, I love you. You're not gonna die
in surgery. Josh,
they are removing teeth.
By the time you hear this, Josh will be eating hamburgers again.
So what if there's 4 wisdom teeth and then I just lose all of? I become,
Josh
Paul Morty.
Josh won't be science guy anymore. He'll just be the resident dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever you say, tall Morty.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Sexy Nerd Science Season 5.
Make sure to like us and subscribe on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter.
Don't forget to check out our merch on Teespring and support us on Project Nerd Patreon at patreon.com/projectnerd.